Yo, so Vegeta has another brother. I know about what was his name? Tarble, Tarple or something like that. There was like a little mini show. Well, mini show. There was a side show. You can look it up on YouTube as well. It's like only 30 minutes. They show the brother of Vegeta. He was like a small dude and he needed help. It was a fun episode. It wasn't too serious, but there was someone told me that was canon too. Let me know if that's even true. But I think his name was Tarple. Something like that. I'll put his picture up on the screen so you can see who I'm talking about. But apparently Vegeta has a second one, and this makes me wonder, is he canon as well? So I saw the picture. He's a tall dude. He looks like a Vegeta version of Raditz, if that make any sense. But he literally looks like a Raditz for Vegeta. So I'm interested in seeing what his name, first off, what his name is. Hold on. Did it say it here? Oh, it did say it in here. Hold on. So his name is Rigor. I'm really interested in hearing his backstory, and I wonder, is he canon just like Tarble? Tarble, whatever his name is. So I'm interested in seeing this story. This is, shout out to Dooley. If I said your name right, I'll put your channel in the description below. But y'all know Vegeta is my favorite Dragon Ball character, and I heard about Tarple, and even though he's canon, it's weird. You never see him again, or even they mention him after that one episode. I believe it's only on YouTube. You can watch it. It's not dubbed, it's subtitled, which is cool for me. It doesn't matter to me. But after that, you don't hear about Tarple for him to be canon. Regardless, there's another one, and he looked like the real deal here. Where the other brother, you could tell, even Vegeta said it, he's not a fighter. So this one seems like a fighter. Let's see. Very interested in hearing about this story.
Vegeta, you have a brother, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I wonder if he got blown up too. Huh, not that it matters.
See, I thought you were talking about Tarple.
It's easy to forget just how cruel Vegeta was before he met Goku.
Yeah.
On his way to Earth, Vegeta destroyed a planet.
Oh, this is it right here. This is the scene I keep talking about in verse, like when it comes to verses, when they say DC versus Dragon Ball or Marvel versus Dragon Ball. I'm talking about this moment here. This is one of Vegeta's weakest points, and look what Vegeta does.
Actually ending countless lives
Fingertips.
for his own amusement.
Fingertips. Destroy the whole planet. That's why I always say it's hard to believe, as much as I love Superman, it's hard to believe that Superman can beat someone like Vegeta. Because at one of his weakest points in the story, I should say, Vegeta's destroying a planet with just this. King Vegeta, one of the weakest Saiyans that we know of right now, is doing this and is raising his hand, destroying 3 planets. I love Superman. And let me know what comic do you have that can compete with something like that. I could be wrong, but these are reasons why I say that Dragon Ball eclipsed even someone as strong as Superman. That's why I say it. It's no hate towards Superman. It's just when you see stuff like that, it's like, okay, I haven't seen Superman do something like that. He's reversed time like in a Christopher Reeves movie. But in just 5 seconds, a fingertip and 2 fingers and a whole planet's gone. That's power right there. But anyway, moving on. That was out of subject, but I wanted to make my point.
This story by Malik Studios aims to answer that question.
Yeah, doesn't he look like a Vegeta version of Raditz?
We will learn exactly what Vegeta did to his brother, Rigor, and why Rigor could never forgive him. The story begins with Vegeta still being confused about what exactly he did to Rigor. Vegeta says, "A life that I destroyed," and then Rigor begins his story. He says, "It was a year after what happened on planet Palm. My mother was an elite Saiyan. She worked under your father, King Vegeta. Sapari, who is Rigor's wife, lived with us at the time. I was in the infirmary healing a broken arm. My mother had left for a mission of her own after I went in, but Sapari was there to meet me after I came out. We headed for home, only stopping long enough to see mother's friend along the way." By the way, this is Gine, Goku's mom. That's the friend. "But when we got home, I knew something was wrong. And I was right. A Saiyan warrior was there, waiting for us. He was so strong, I tried to fight back, but couldn't defend myself against him. But then, he hit Sapari, and I saw red. I don't know how, but Sapari told me I killed him in a single blow. I was hurt, but we were alive. That's when my mother stumbled in, beaten and bloodied. Her own squad turned on her. They said she was a traitor. but I know my mother. She never would have betrayed the king. We get a couple close-ups of Vegeta's face. It seems like he's starting to remember what Rigor is.
Oh, he's Super Saiyan 4 here. That's cool.
She said more were coming, and we had to escape. She kept 2 emergency pods at the back of our home. She hurried us into them and set the coordinates. But before we knew it, more soldiers came. There was no time left. She must have known she wouldn't make it, and neither would we if she didn't stay to hold them off. I tried to get out. I couldn't just watch her die. But she clicked on the pod's remote to launch as soon as the engines were ready. As she did, she was shot in the back, murdered in cold blood. And the bastard who did it, I mean, you guys could all already imagine who it was, right? We see a smoking finger of the person who fired the key blast. And on the next page, it's revealed that it's young Vegeta. You, Rigor says. Just look at that smirk on Vegeta's face. On the next page, we're back to the fight. It looks like something finally snapped for Vegeta. He finally remembers.
Man, Rigor, he was a kid though, poisoned by his father.
Rigor continues by saying, so much has occurred since then, but I could never forget what happened that night. I could never. And we see this aura seeping into his eyes and eventually bubbling around his body. This is really dope for a lot of reasons. First of all, it looks a bit like the aura Naruto used to get from the QB. The flashback also just did a pretty...
Yo, can we get a series about this or a movie? That would be really good. Like the DBS Broly movie. Can we get something in that kind of animation? And it's the story about this, giving Vegeta basically his own movie. It has the other characters, but basically Vegeta and it's this story. This can be a very heartfelt movie here. And we're just what, 2 minutes in? 3 minutes in. This could be really good.
Some sort of secret power for Rigor. Remember when his eyes started to go red, he instantly one-shotted the warrior who hit Sapari. So this red power, whatever it is, clearly takes Rigor's strength to another level. And so far in the fight, Rigor is just as strong, if not stronger, than Vegeta. So this red power, this other level, clearly Vegeta currently does not have an answer to this if it shows up. The backstory is also crazy because it sets up Rigor's motivation perfectly. And ultimately, it's probably the reason why this story is one of my favorites, because it raises these questions of morality. First of all, who is the bad guy here? We all love Vegeta because that's who we know. But should Rigor just forgive him for killing his mother? Should Rigor just say, okay, you're a changed man, forget it, we're cool now? I mean, I feel like if I was Rigor, I would be doing
The answer would be yes, considering Vegeta was a kid, poisoned by his father. You know, when you consider that stuff, it's hard. I mean, it'll be hard. But, you know, I'm pretty sure Rigor knows how tainted, especially now him as an adult. I'm pretty sure it was explained how tainted the Saiyan race was. And Vegeta was the prince of it. He was the core of it. You know how long it took for him to snap out of it with Kakarot. So, I say yes. You know, I don't know how the story's going to end up, but this is only an 18-minute video. I want to actually look up the whole story. I don't know if he's going to break down everything, but I want to look into this again.
It reminds me of the scene from what I think was Civil War, the Marvel movie, where Captain America tells Iron Man, fighting us now isn't going to change anything.
Right?
And Iron Man says,
I don't care. He killed my mom.
I don't care. He killed my mom. That line just moves me. I don't care about what you have to say, bro. Like, you killed my mom. I don't care.
Yeah, he's checked out.
Stuff. So I really like Rigor's motivation. Even the way his powers manifest themselves through his eyes. The same way our sadness manifests themselves through tears. I feel like I could talk about this forever. But let's keep going with the story. All around the planet, the remaining Z warriors sense the immense leap in Rigor's power. Trunks, who is with his girlfriend in a flying car, tells her, take the controls. I have to go. He exits the car and begins flying to Vegeta's location. Goten, who is also with a girl named Palace, says, Palace, I gotta go. He tries to play it off and says, I'll be right back. I'm just heading to the bathroom. Then he also flies.
Is this canon, bro? This is like it could be.
I'm sorry, Palace. I'll make it up to you, but I can't ignore this. Vegeta's in trouble. We get another close-up of this power seeping out of Rigor's body. Then a shot of an astonished Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. He says, "What kind of power is that?" But Sapari looks worried. She says, "Oh no, not again," and rushes towards Rigor. Vegeta says, "What's she doing?" As Sapari stands in front of Rigor and says, "Beloved, please, you need to calm down." She grabs his face in both of her palms and says, "Look at me, beloved. Come back to me. Come back from that place. I'm here." Rigor begins to remember himself again, saying, "Sapari?" He says to her, "I'm sorry. I got carried away." "It's alright, my love," responds Sapari. "You're back now." Watching all of this, Vegeta says, "What just happened?" At the same time, Sapari says to Rigor, "You're getting too worked up. You shouldn't drag this on for too long." "You're right," Rigor responds. "Let's get this over with." Over on Kami's lookout, Mr. Popo is communicating with the Supreme Kai via his crystal ball. We catch the end of the conversation where Mr. Popo says, "And that's the trouble we find ourselves in. Goku should be made aware. We
right, I was about to say, where's he at?
In this battle, if left alone." It's kind of sad they don't believe in Vegeta, but hey, Supreme Kai responds, "That's indeed a dire predicament, Mr. Popo. I will inform Goku." At the same time, there's an explosion behind him. He turns around upset just as soon as he stops wrecking our planet. Popo turns around to Piccolo saying, "Piccolo, we managed to reach the Kais, but Piccolo is gone. Just his weighted armor remains."
Dang, it's like they're scared for Vegeta's life. Whatever, wow, that's
Even
crazy.
Pan at school can
Whatever
sense
power
Rigor's
this is,
immense
everybody's
speed. She's with her mom,
stunned.
who asks, "Pan, are you okay?
Pan
you
too,
cold
man.
or something?" She says, "No, I'm fine." And to herself, she thinks, that big power shot up even higher than before. I want to go help, but I'll just be in the way, like last time. Let me just say, I really like the approach to Pan in a lot of these stories. She's way more mature than she was in GT. Anyway, let's keep going. Back to the fight. Rigor is thrashing Vegeta. He stands above him and says, "You know, it's hard to imagine as I stand here now that at one time you seemed like darkness incarnate to me. I thought those words you spoke on Planet Palm would always hold true, that I could never catch up to you, the Prince. It would seem my hatred has been a powerful motivator." Vegeta looks up at him furious. Rigor continues, "Now you can join your black-hearted father in the afterlife, and my mother's soul can finally rest." Rigor is seconds away from delivering his final attack when he senses an incoming ki blast. He's hit from behind, indirectly sheltering Vegeta from the attack. Vegeta leaps out of the way, and Rigor menacingly looks back at him. Next to Vegeta, Piccolo lands. Sapari says, "Where did he come from? There was no reading on the scope." This is pretty dope. It implies that Piccolo is a lot stronger than we remember him. But
yeah,
Rigor
I like that. Give Piccolo that
much.
shine.
He looks at Piccolo and says, "What is this? Do you fight for Vegeta?" Piccolo responds, "For him, no. With him, begrudgingly." "You're his ally then?" Rigor asks. But before Piccolo could respond, Sapari picks up the power level of more approaching fighters. On the next page, Trunks and Goten
That's
have
sick.
arrived.
This needs to be a
Z-Warriors
movie.
are standing allied with Vegeta. "More of them?" said Rigor. Trunks says to Vegeta, "Dad, are you okay?" "Dad? Another child?" Rigor says. Vegeta responds, "You're all foolish for coming here." Trunks then says to him, "You say that like it's something new." Goten
I like
asks,
this look that
"Who
Trunks
is this
has.
guy?
That
His
Trunks
ki
has.
is
The style he
insane."
got.
Vegeta, with a somber look, says, "It doesn't matter." Rigor overtakes the conversation by saying, "I warn you all now. This matter is between Vegeta and I alone. Should you continue to interfere, I will hold no guilt in going through you to get to him." I'm loving this so much right now.
Yeah, this is intense, bro.
Whose side are you guys on? Who needs to win this right now? Let's continue.
I'm
though.
sorry.
Trunks
I
says,
mean, I
"So,
understand.
what's the plan?"
I understand Rigor. I really do. But I'm on the Z Fighter side, of course. I mean, Vegeta, his character development has been insanely amazing. You know, he's my favorite character. And to see him from Dragon Ball Z, the Saiyan Saga, to what he is now, I mean, he still has that attitude, but at the end of the day, he cares. And to see where he is as a father, a husband, all that other stuff. And I mean, I don't even know if this movie is canon, but one of the moments that always stuck to me was what was that movie called where there was all the Z fighters was fighting this monster, and it was showing like how Trunks got his sword. It was Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Anyway, whatever that movie was, y'all should know what I'm talking about after that description. there was a moment Vegeta was fighting this monster and got hit in a building, and there was all these people around, and the monster shot a fire breath to destroy he was aiming at Vegeta, but it was going to destroy everybody. Vegeta looks around and sees that everybody about to die, so he throws a force field up and protects everybody. That was something that was it always stuck to me. I'm like, old Vegeta would not have done that. As a matter of fact, in the Buu saga, we know what he did, at the tournament, beaming everybody until he got Goku to fight him. And to see him say those people, I'm like, I don't know if this is canon or not, but I love seeing this development. Vegeta is softening up, Still the tough guy, at times arrogant moments. But, yeah, moments like that where he saved those people, or he looked at Goku and said, you are the best. Even though now, personally, I think Vegeta's stronger with his new transformation. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I had to vote for the Z. I understand Rigor's situation, but nah. It's kind of it's literally. I'm glad he showed that Civil War moment. It's literally what Captain said. It ain't gonna fix anything. Killing people, killing them. So yeah, Z fighters.
To Vegeta. Vegeta responds, don't have one. He's much stronger than I thought he'll be, and might even be stronger still. Piccolo says, stronger still? Are you for certain? Vegeta gives him a stern look and says, in his rage, his power began to climb at an almost exponential rate. I believe that what we feel from him now is only marginally what he's fully capable of. This is one thing I love about Vegeta. He completely gets it. Vegeta is a genius fighter.
Yes.
And although he is willing to
That's what they always said between him, Vegeta, and Goku. Vegeta's the more experienced, more wiser fighter. Goku just has these power surges, I guess you want to call it, where he has these moments where his power elevates Vegeta. But if they was level field, Vegeta's more wiser in combat, and like he said, his knowledge of the situation is better than Goku's, in my opinion. Speaking of which, I'm kind of glad they're sidelining Goku here and letting everybody, like other people, have their shine. This should be a movie, the same way they did the superhero where they had Piccolo and Gohan for the most part in Pan. They should do it like this. Have a little scene with Goku, but it's mostly about these characters. Yo, let that be a theater movie. I'll go see that multiple times. Do it. I would prefer the DBS Broly movie animation than the superhero one. I think that will fit perfectly for something like this. But I would love that.
You are stronger than him. It's never in this wishful, uncalculated way. Anyway, let's keep going. Rigor is unimpressed. Goten says, well, that's just spectacular. So what then? Vegeta looks annoyed and says, without that clown Kakarot, implying that maybe if Goku was there, they would have a chance. We all know how much Vegeta hates having to rely on
He hates
Goku.
saying that, but it's true, especially if they fuse.
Is a testament to just how much of a threat Rigor is. Vegeta says, Piccolo, can you three gain his attention for at least a full minute? Piccolo inquisitively looks at Vegeta and then eventually with a smirk says, pawns, are we? I don't think making him angrier is a good idea, but with the three of us, a full minute might be doable. Then, Vegeta says, I may have a way. You may have a way? Piccolo says, yes. It's a long shot.
I like that they have Super Saiyan 4 instead of the SSG. I like Super Saiyan 4 better.
At least, said Vegeta, and get him into the air. I can't release this in any direction but up. Otherwise, it might break the earth. It seems they're making a plan, Sapari says to Rigor. Rigor responds to her, you shouldn't be so close. I don't want you to get hurt. Likewise, said Sapari, just be careful. Keep your guard up and keep your temper under control. Please. Very well.
It's like a Broly thing with his temper.
1 minute at least. And then Vegeta grabs his arm. Piccolo, we only get one shot at this. There is no do-over if I miss. Piccolo looks at him and says, in that case, you'd best see to it that your aim is true.
I love Piccolo and Vegeta's relationship.
We see Vegeta respect the Z Warriors, especially someone like Piccolo. And here he's doing it, which again implies that Piccolo isn't just some fodder to him, like he is in Dragon Ball Super. Anyway, Piccolo begins his approach to Rigor. Rigor says to Sapari, get back, Sapari. Piccolo then says to Trunks and Goten, Trunks, we're going to need the heavy hitter for this one. We all know what that means, right? Trunks and Goten look at each other with a smirk as Piccolo charges Rigor by himself. Attacking alone? Is he insane? Rigor is the one saying this. While Piccolo is saying to himself, this is gonna hurt, he punches Rigor, and unflinchingly, Rigor stares at him directly in his eyes.
That's that
Piccolo
Vegeta
follows
stare
up
right
with a
there.
flurry of attacks. And although Rigor can visually keep up with all of them, he doesn't even bother to dodge. Rigor then clenches his fist and delivers an earth-shattering blow to the side of Piccolo's face. It sends Piccolo's upper body smashing into the ground.
Oh,
Rigor
I thought he
then
made his
says,
head
"One
pop. I was like,
obstacle
goodness
removed."
gracious.
Now before he could finish that statement, he's attacked. A smirking face says,
Go
"Sorry to keep you waiting,
I
but
figured
the
when they
Grim
were smiling at
Reaper
each other.
Gotenks has made his return."
Dude, this needs to be a
Super
movie
dope. This is a full
ASAP. Make this
panel
into a
of
movie,
grown
bro.
Gotenks. I can't wait till we get to see him in Dragon Ball Super. After Trunks and Goten age a bit, Goten is in his Super Saiyan 3 form.
I'm glad they
right
didn't
away.
mess up.
Sapari says, "Who is that? Where'd the other two go?" Piccolo says to Goten, "You could have gotten here a little sooner." Goten's response, "Hey, sorry, old man, but this was much more dramatic." Piccolo says back to him, "I thought getting older would have fixed that attitude." Off to the side, Vegeta is watching. He smirks and says, "Good job, boys." Then he extends his arms and begins to channel a massive amount of ki. Vegeta is preparing an attack the likes of which we've never seen before. Off to the side, Sapari says,
this one actually
"What is he
work,
doing?"
please?
At the same time, Piccolo and Gotenks are giving it their all to try and subdue Rigor. Piccolo has him in a headlock, while Gotenks delivers his attacks from the front. Rigor then knocks Gotenks away with a powerful punch, then reaches behind his head and grabs Piccolo by the back, swinging him upside down to his front, and then kicks Piccolo in the same direction as Goten. This attack seemed to do some serious damage to Piccolo. Gotenks, however, still has some fight in him. He says, "Sit this out, Piccolo. I got this," and charges back at Rigor. Rigor begins his flurry of attacks against Gotenks, who's actually managing to dodge them.
I like
he says,
this.
"Come on. How did Vegeta get knocked around by a slowpoke like you?" This infuriates Rigor,
don't do that.
who continues his barrage of attacks. In the middle of the fight, however, a special beam cannon is fired at him from Piccolo. Rigor deflects this attack, sending it flying far into the distance.
Was it a distraction?
This surprises even Piccolo. The special beam cannon is his strongest attack. Gotenks yells to him, "Piccolo, don't worry about me. Just protect Vegeta." Off to the side, Vegeta is still powering up. On her scouter, Sapari cannot believe what's happening to Vegeta's power level. She says, "No way. His rating doubled. No, tripled." Gotenks manages to send Rigor flying into the sky.
Here we go,
and then
Gotenks,
uses
as I like
his
to
famous
see.
special ability, Galactic Donut, which
Nice.
is just a series of rings.
I like seeing
circles
Gotenks get
created
the
out
shine
of his
again.
ki to restrict Rigor's movements. Goten says, "I've got to be honest. I wasn't sure if that would work on you. I'll give it to you. You were tough, but even you weren't a match for the tactical
Would you
genius
fight? Stop
of the mighty
talking.
Gotenks." Furious, Rigor begins to power up. Piccolo yells, "Get away from him!" Rigor breaks the Galactic Donut, and before Gotenks can get out of the way, he grabs him by the mouth, telling him, "Be quiet," and then hits him with a punch so powerful it creates a shockwave between the two. The punch sends Gotenks flying towards the ground, and the impact was strong enough to instantly defuse Trunks and Goten. Rigor yells, "Enough! I will not be distracted any..." And again, before he could finish his sentence, he is surrounded by hundreds of
Where's
floating
Gohan?
orbs
I just thought
of ki.
about
With a
that.
smirk, Piccolo says, "Didn't see that coming, did you?" And then collapses all the ki balls onto Rigor's body. It creates a massive explosion. Over his shoulder, Piccolo yells, "Vegeta, are you done yet? I've used up all my ki, and all we've done is..." But then Piccolo finally senses what's going on with Vegeta. As the dust clears on Rigor, he notices Vegeta too. At this point, Vegeta's power is unbelievable. Sapari says, "This rating, it can't be." With an evil look on his face, Vegeta says to Rigor, "Okay, let's see you kick this one." "Beloved, watch out," yells Sapari, as Vegeta sends his massive attack upwards
Final
towards
Atomic
Rigor.
Shine. I
Murder
like that.
Final Atomic Shine.
I like that
He
name.
calls it. This attack is crazy. I can't imagine seeing something like this animated.
Thank
Just
you. Let's get a
massive,
movie of this.
Electrifying ki blast with Vegeta at its base. The attack blows Sapari and Piccolo away, and there is no time for Rigor to dodge. The attack connects, shaking the entire planet. The blast is so powerful it creates a crater where Vegeta
Gohan,
stood.
come on, brother.
As
Where
the
are you,
dust
bro, in
clears,
all this?
Piccolo, barely managing to sit up, says, "Unbelievable." Sapari says, "No, Rigor." The dust clears further to show Vegeta completely drained.
Yeah,
of
used all his
ki.
power.
His eyes are blank, and he collapses. And this is where this chapter of the story ends. Now, I am really curious to hear how you guys feel.
That's
about
amazing
the
story, bro.
so
That
far,
is an amazing
because it's
story. I
not
want.
over. Trust me. Should Vegeta win this fight, given all that
I
he's
will
done
hope
to-
that blast win. I'm getting tired of him using these intense moment blasts, final flash, and all this, and it doesn't work. Hopefully that one works. But outside of that, I'm gonna put this video in the description below. But I'm gonna find the whole story of this because this is something I want to know. So expect another video of me react to the whole entire video of this manga. And is this canon? It was like a different universe of DBZ Fire, because I don't know if you've seen Dragon Ball Heroes as a YouTube series where they have Dragon Ball characters from different multiverse, like it's a multiverse, one Goku from here, another Goku from here. That's how this looks. This looks like Vegeta from that other universe, because if you've seen Dragon Ball Heroes, there was obviously SSG Vegeta that we know of from DBZS or DBS, and then he met the Vegeta from that turned Super Saiyan 4, which looks like this. I don't know how this connects. Regardless, I would love for this to be a movie. I don't know how. I mean, bro, can you imagine how amazing this is? I don't even know the whole story. I want to research this. This is really good. I'm so glad I was introduced to this. Rigor, because even the story can be emotional too. Well, it is, but to have Gotenks gave him his shine, Piccolo, the threat with Goku in the back seat too, because not even a guarantee that Goku would help fix it. But still, I'm glad that other characters are getting shine. I just hope that Blast did it, because I'm sick and tired of Vegeta doing these amazing attacks, final shine attack, final flash, and it does nothing. So hopefully, but I gotta find out where I can see this whole manga, and if when I find it, I'll react to that. But shout out to Dooley for breaking this down, or this just having this scene with the music in the background to bring some extra emotion. This was really good. This is really good. I look forward to posting this video and let me know if y'all can let me know what y'all feel about it. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll check you later.